Throw Gang, we're joined by the Timberland Titan, Lawrence Schlossman, and myself. How about you Met Gargle on these nuts, James Harris? Welcome to the weekly Running of the Boys with today's full episode only available on
www.throwingfits.com.
Before we get into Met Gala productions, the Sig glazing going crazy, and Riccardo Tisci got that Rottweiler in him.
My man is a motherfucking dog.
Let's get into a fit check real quick. Larry, what are you wearing on this sloppy, rainy, muggy, oppressively humid day?
How does the rain affect the Met Gala? Is the red carpet always covered regardless? Like,
Well, it's a staircase.
right, right, sure. I
don't know.
Yeah, can't wait for Jason Derulo to fall down the steps like every year at the Met Gala. Shit hits every time. Okay, on this muggy, rainy, shitty day, I'm wearing Timberland boots.
Looking like an undercover cop.
Shit is fucking choked.
Yeah.
Like a school shooter.
Wait, what's school shooters are choked? What do you mean?
School shooters just, I feel like, when I like tight lace, like,
well, it's
tight.
like tactical because they think they're like, in a race war or something, which you yourself are somewhat propagating right now.
No, I don't.
With this move?
I'm not, there's no race war.
Oh, sorry. They're ethically laced Timberlands.
Yeah. As a white man, they are ethically
you don't get,
laced.
especially in this fucking fit, you don't get like kids like, yo, don't jump the turnstile in front of this dude. Yo, that's fucking, that's pork, baby. That's bacon.
Yeah. I guess I guess I do look like an undercover fucking agent of ill repute.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
Vanilla ice over here.
Vanilla ice, dude. That's what they call me.
The
man.
ladies selling the mangoes are keeping their distance from you.
Yo, you got a permit? You got a permit for that? Is that legal, Taheen?
Okay. Not on Met Gala super fine tailoring for you day.
Super
Black
fine.
What are you wearing?
The socks are Manresa. The jeans are Haven. The beater is Hanes. The shirt is our Legace Workshop.
Is this raw denim? Are you not scared to wear it with the white shirt?
Nah. The shirt is kind of already
indigo.
This is already getting a little torched, so I'm not tripping over it, treating it like a motherfucking smock. These are selvage raw denim from our friends at Haven. The hat is Austria. The shades are thistles.
On this rainy day.
For the
you wear those on the street or just you bring them for the photo?
Right in the tote, come out for the photo, right on the desk.
You're shameless. You're a West Village girl. It's fine.
I have very beady eyes. Is something I've learned about myself. And I prefer to keep them covered in pictures. So
it's because you're half Italian.
100% Italian in my heart. The underwear are Hill City, Rolly on the wrist, wedding ring on the fingy, wifey on the pinky, chrome on the other hand. James, what did you wear on this muggy rainy day?
On this muggy rainy Met Gala Monday, I am wearing. Is it the 5th day in May or the first Monday in May?
It's the first Monday in May. So.
Okay, it just happened to land on Cinco de Mayo this year.
Oh my god,
fucked up, bro.
Yo, damn, dude.
See the Anna Wintour and these white celebrity fashion industry are trying to start the race war.
The ultimate accessory that you can have now on the Met Gala red carpet stairs, taco bowl, Trump style.
Do you think any celebrities are going to pull up wearing a sombrero? Any non-Latinx celebrity?
I don't know,
Celebrate
dude.
Brown dandyism.
Yeah, what are you gonna? It's not real. That's not. It's not the theme, right?
No one dresses for the theme. Remember when fucking Kim K just wore like the couch? Or she wore like the all black Balenci shit and went with Demna?
Yeah, I wonder. I mean,
but is it okay? Is it more offensive? Would it be more offensive? I guess we're going to talk about all this, but would it be more offensive to ignore, as a white celebrity, to ignore the theme or to lean hard into the theme? Like Nancy Pelosi style.
I think the reason that this year is going to be so fun is this is the most radioactive theme in a while. Yeah. And I just cannot, we'll see we'll predict what white celebs will presumably embarrass themselves as they do fucking at every public event. Men or otherwise.
I want to see Ralph Lauren do a Wakanda Forever.
Just all right. a kneel. Just kneeling in a dashiki.
I'm wearing Studio Nicholson power boots. The socks are Nike Drifties. The jeans are Vintage Levi Silver Tab. The tee is our Legace mainline. The crew neck cardigan. Cashmere. Second layer. Pomegranate colorway.
That's a good color.
Thank you. The shell is Arky. No sunglasses because it's raining and I'm a normal person. Bottega, not Balenci, Bottega bracelets, gift from Morocco. Sipping on a Topo Chico twist of lime, which is fucking ass. And
wait, really?
Yeah, I don't like it.
You want normal?
Yeah, just regular.
Sorry, we don't have any cold, bro.
I know. And a clean canteen of Lower East Side's finest.
Yeah.
All right, Lawrence, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Met Gala Monday on this beautiful Cinco de Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
The theme is
super fine black tailoring.
super fine, tailoring black style.
Let me get some tailoring black style.
The dress code tailored for you.
Oh my God, dude.
What?
Is Steve Harvey going to be there?
Probably.
He's one of the blackest dandies I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know him, but that I know of.
I don't think he's going to be there.
Brick. Oh, well, who's not going to be there?
Who?
Riccardo Tisci.
Right. The corporate sponsor, Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
The co-chairs
Let's read them out.
are Anna Wintour.
Of course. Mother
with the fuck ass bob. Pharrell Williams. Louis.
Heard of him?
Black Dandy. Rocky, Lewis Hamilton, Coleman Domingo, and the honorary chair as of 5 minutes ago, LeBron James, who just pulled out because of his knee sprain. He can't get up those stairs.
Breaking news. This is from LeBron.
Breaking news that you'll listen to 24 hours later.
Unfortunately, because of my knee injury I sustained at the end of the season, I won't be able to attend the Met Gala in New York tonight, as so many people have been asking, congratulating me on. Hate to miss a historic event. My beautiful, powerful queen will be there holding the, let me expand this tweet, holding the castle down as she always does. Prayer emoji, salute emoji, brown heart, 3 sparkles.
Thank you for reading the tweet. A ticket costs $75,000.
Light work.
And the first Met Gala in maybe 20 plus years to focus on menswear.
We're back.
Finally.
Honestly,
finally men are back.
Creed, race, color of your skin aside, the fellas are up, baby. This is for us. We're taking it back.
We're winning the gender war for sure. It's funny to go back and read like the themes of the Met Galas, which I guess started in 1973. First sponsor was the government of Spain.
Wow, dude.
And the theme was the world of Balenciaga.
Balenciaga, that makes sense. Was that on Cinco de Mayo? That's Mexico.
It was on the what? Yeah, wow. It was on March 21st.
Okay.
Yeah.
They pushed it back a bit.
Yeah. Ooh, Halston was the corporate sponsor for 1977 in December when the co-chair was Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis.
Oh, wow. R.I.P. This year it's Louis, right?
Louis,
Hence Pharrell as the co-chair. That makes sense.
I guess so.
He does a lot of I feel like black style, tailoring.
It's the first time in a minute that a large tech company hasn't been involved. We had Yahoo sponsoring the 2015 Met Gala with the China Through the Looking Glass one.
Yeah.
That's what Rihanna wore via Mel Ottenberg, the fucking giant omelet yellow dress.
The omelet heard around the world.
From a Chinese designer. Then we had Apple and Farfetch and H&M.
H&M?
Yeah. And Instagram sponsored a few. TikTok did last year. So even though Louis is doing this year with super fine tailoring black style, we still have your girl, Emma Chamberlain.
We do have, I think Instagram is involved.
Is she? Okay. Well,
no, Emma Chamberlain for sure will be.
Emma Chamberlain is co-hosting the yellow carpet. Is it a yellow carpet? I don't know, whatever. Red carpet.
Yeah.
Your girl.
She does the interviews. Yeah, she's
along with a few other people.
She's good at her job. I think she's I obviously I love her. I find her incredibly charming. I don't think could fucking work on 60 Minutes, but
right. But when it comes to a tailoring black style Met Gala theme, Emma Chamberlain's your girl for sure.
I wonder if she'll code switch. Emma. I mean, listen, I'd rather be Emma Chamberlain than I don't know, fucking Mario Lopez. Who?
Do you think Jack Harlow and Billie Eilish are gonna tone it down a little bit? Really, and Alex Consani's gonna reel in the black scent?
I wonder if because a guy like Harlow, the Met Gala, this is such an exclusive thing that I feel like he's a guy that he's been invited before, but he is not the level where he would be invited, I think, every year. I don't expect him to be there, even though he is a New Yorker now.
And a black dandy.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be a big year for rappers getting fucking tokenized by fashion. I'm excited to see.
Jack Harlow, Logic, Macklemore.
Logic is half black. They should invite Logic, dude. Just for suicide prevention purposes.
Russell or Russ, whatever his fucking name is.
Russ,
yeah.
I want
it's Russell.
You made it clear to me. I didn't know that Uzi has been before. I didn't realize he went with like Tom Brown. I think you said or whatever. I would like to see Uzi pop out. I know he's in New York. That'll be fun. Billie Eilish is, because I feel like she will be invited.
Why?
Because she's up there in terms of status. You know, she's an A-tier celebrity.
Let's zoom out for a second. This whole fucking thing has just become like, first of all, it broke records on raising money, which, by the way, it raises money for itself. It's not raising money for like a charitable cause or like a philanthropic endeavor. It is raising money to keep the Met institution of the costume institution of the Met Museum
flush
going.
Yeah. Keep the glass clean. Acquire
Johns. It's just a fucking buy clothes and keep it going. So it raised $31 million. It's already broken records in terms of like, and then the whole thing has just become part of this like larger cultural calendar where it's like, all right, what are the brand sponsored moments? Like, how can we get a pre-party going? How do we get the post-party going? How do we get the after party going? How do we get, it's just part of the whole celebrity fashion industrial complex, which not going to, like, that's just what reality is, right?
This is the Super Bowl of fashion.
What really, like, does this make you excited?
No. Well, I mean, listen, I think it is tight that it's about the boys and
the black boys.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm expecting a lot of like, tales in terms of like, fucking black tie shit. I'm sure there's going to be some interesting fucking bangers. We'll be getting memes off. We'll be making jokes at all these people's expense as we want to do. The thing that's crazy to me is that this is now the single most public and visible fashion event in the world. And like the average person knowing what the Met Gala is for probably now the past, couple, like 5 years?
Yeah.
This has been huge since like, when was the McQueen one, right? We were talking about Savage Beauty kind of like really popped off.
2011.
Okay. So that feels really that long ago?
Yes.
That's when he died?
I don't know.
Another RIP.
Maybe we'll find out in, oh no, wait, never mind. That's not this week's episode. This week's episode is with Todd Snyder.
Oh yeah.
Who dressed A$AP Rocky, the co-chair of the Met Gala.
Yeah.
In head to toe Todd Snyder.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I wonder.
A$AP Rocky. I don't think A$AP Rocky is going to pull up to the yellow carpet in head to toe Todd Snyder.
Yes. Todd Snyder, card-carrying member of the CFDA, has been nominated for a bunch of awards. I don't think he's ever had a presence at the Met Gala where like Todd pulled up with like whatever brand ambassadors.
And probably not at super fine tailoring black style themed year.
No, but like the point I'm trying to make is like, even like here's my example, like part of my take and our friends over there, right? Big Catherine, a former executive producer of the previous podcast, Never Thou Shalt Not Be Named.
Fired him?
What?
We fired him?
Well, it was we lost the IP. We lost the IP to him. Yeah. Like the Met Gala is such a thing that like they do, like I think they do something called the Bet Gala, like some gambling thing that like but the fact that like it's on such a level where it's like, it is now a pun and can create content for, a Barstool Sports podcast just I think puts into kind of like, stark refrain the absolute nuclear status of this event.
Yes. Okay. Fair enough. I think, however, that this year, like, I mean, you mentioned the radioactive nature of the theme for non-black celebrities, for white celebrities. And every year it's like, all right, who's going to like really fuck it up for themselves?
Yeah.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? Because like in this day and age, going viral, whether for positive, unless you're like burning some cork and going full fucking Ted Danson, which not advisable, like leaning into it and going too hard or literally leaning into it and falling down the stairs is probably going to allow you to live in infamy. And extend the life of your fucking brand and relevancy, whatever.
But this is different because normally a fuck about the Met Gala is like, worst dress, you look like shit. Now you're playing with motherfucking fire because, this is a racially tinged thing,
Who's going to show up in the FUBU do-rag? Billie Eilish or Jack Harlow, right? Okay. This is like what I don't know, what I'm hoping to see, what I'm expecting to see.
You're hoping to see
absolutely
some Wigga action.
Whoa, I guess you can see that as one yourself.
With the A,
right.
Yeah. FUBU do-rag.
I do think that, highlighting black designers is actually important and like will be cool.
Yes.
I'm hoping to see a lot of like Ferragamo.
Oh, sure. Shout out
Maximilian Davis, young black king over there, which honestly like slept on brand.
Ferragamo is certifiable cool.
Although I was at the Ferragamo outlet at Woodbury Commons this past weekend, and
Dregs.
yeah, and a lot of like Howie bling ass motherfuckers, just trying to get like the Ferragamo
the
belt and the loafers too.
I like the new footwear. I went shopping. When we were in Milan, maybe like, I don't know, this might have been 2 fashion weeks ago. I don't know, but Jen and I went like shopping, and I like almost bought like some Ferragamo boots. I didn't pull the trigger, but
this is like the Woodbury Common outlet.
No, right. This is clothes made for Woodbury, clothes made for Howie Bling.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, we're excited for Max.
There's some good stuff, but they had like some good footwear, but it had like the driving sneakers. Sorry, the driving shoe sole.
No,
and it was like too prominent with like the upturned toe. So I was like, maybe next year when Maximilian Davis dregs really hit.
Who are the other black designers besides him?
Telfar.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Nicholas Daly, Wales Bonner, Martine Rose. I know for a fact that Omar Apollo has this Wales Bonner look that looks pretty fucking good. Very dandy.
Yeah,
I'm trying to preview of that.
What about fucking Olivier at Balmain?
That's a tough one. Just because Balmain is so trash.
So it's all right. So this is interesting, right? Like, and I'm bringing this up because Kai Cenat just went public being like, he was saying, I was invited to the Met Gala, and he didn't name the brand, but he basically insinuated that like it was a bad look. The brand was whack. So he passed. Would you go with Balmain?
Yeah. No.
But you're in some biker jeans?
Yeah, why not?
I mean,
I feel like he must have some like shit that doesn't look like, you think Balmain's still turning up biker jeans?
No.
I have no idea what they're doing.
I couldn't tell you either.
Crazy surgery.
Yeah.
Like this Chad Squidward surgery.
He does look, well, actually, I don't even know his pronouns. That person,
Olivier.
However they identify Olivier Roosting, I believe is how it's pronounced. They look insane.
Yeah.
Anyway,
a lot of Wales Bonner, Martine Rose, like we said. I'm pretty sure we're going to see some denim tears.
Chrome Hearts.
Why would we see Chrome Hearts?
I don't know.
We're naming black designers of import.
Well,
you think the Stark family is black?
No, they're white.
They're just very tan.
I was just thinking about, didn't Will Welch wear? Oh, he wore Evan Kenory last year. I was just thinking, Will wears a lot of chrome. I wonder what Will Welch is gonna wear. Yo, Will Welch in the Fubu do-rag.
And you know what we're gonna see? A lot of old Virgil. Whether it's the Louis stuff, whether it's off-white, maybe even some fucking Pyrex shorts would be so hard.
That would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Fucking. I guess because here's the thing with Virgil, right? Like the clothes aren't exactly, well, dandyism I think is like a spectrum, but when I think of like the loud, like very bold tailoring he did, which like I didn't personally like love, I think would play with this theme. Break out the archive Louis.
Yeah, but it's also like it's a celebration of men's, where it's a celebration of like, black influence and in fashion. And like you gotta fucking, obviously like this was happening, should have happened really in Virgil's lifetime, but like you're gonna see a shitload of Virgil, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I'm just reading some of
paying homage to the fucking god, bro.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you:
wealth, distinction, and taste. What's that? Those are good, like the black dandyism, the stuff they wore, clothing and goods that indicated wealth, distinction, and taste.
Here's a question.
That's what the fucking exhibition website says.
Question for you, Lawrence: who will have the cojones? Because it is Cinco de Mayo. Who will have the fucking balls to wear some Pierre Moss?
Oh my God. Does that brand even still exist?
You can wear some like vintage shit, right? I don't know.
Yeah. So is it like, I guess there's the designers that get invited, and then they have like guests of the house, and then there's just like straight up celebs that get invited. So yeah, it would have to be a celeb that's famous enough to just be invited and there, because like there's no way that Pierre Moss or Kirby, excuse me, but I'm saying invited.
What celebrity will show up wearing Pierre Moss?
I'm saying it would have to be somebody S tier that's just going. It would have to be like Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean would just have to pop out and just be like, yeah, I'm trolling, and I'm just in some Pierre Moss, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I haven't thought about that guy in forever.
And then who do you think? What poor schmuck was gonna like lean into? I don't know, like kind of the confluence of luxury and streetwear. And who is going to wear some Tisci era Givenchy that has to pivot last minute? Yeah,
that would be incredible. Yeah, the fact that
they're going to fucking 4G right now, be like, yo, let me get some chrome and enfant riche.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. Listen, Tisci, no way that I feel like does anyone in fashion have his back? Did anyone publicly come out and support him, or are people
Not
only
yet.
coming out and being like, I was also a victim, or everyone's known about this for years because it's
it seems like
it's fashion. We protect our own.
It seems like a little bit of a like open secret.
Right.
Or at least people are now being like, oh, yeah, can't believe it took this long
Yeah.
for the sexual assault allegations to hit Riccardo Tisci, formerly of Givenchy and Burberry.
I mean,
I guess now it's like making a coffee table book.
dude, he had
Who isn't making coffee table?
He had an extremely important cultural moment, but his work in post Watch the Throne Givenchy era like has been such fucking dog shit.
You are Riccardo
I have
Tisci's
been, bro.
number one hater, and you have been vindicated because you were right all along.
I'm never wrong. I'm just always early, right? I believe is what people say about me. The thing that to me connects all of these topics that we're talking about right now that I always thought was fucking gross is his famous fucking picture of Frank Ocean sleeping that he took and posted after.
That's not what it was.
It was after. Yeah,
it was a photo of his bow tie on his bed that people were like, "Oh, look, that's the bow tie that Frank Ocean was wearing last night." And
at the Met Gala, from a Met Gala.
Yes, and the caption was like, "Miss you already" or something. Some shit. And it wasn't Frank Ocean sleeping, but it was like clearly Frank Ocean's discarded bow tie that after they had fucked all, well, consensually or not, fucked all night.
Hopefully consensually. Okay. So I hate him so much. I was remembering something much more egregious and flagrant.
But hey, maybe this is going to come true because like everyone always says, Larry's never wrong. He's always early.
Yeah. That's
when it comes to sexual predator allegations.
Yeah. Not that I'm like super studied in the matter or anything.
Whoa,
but,
buddy.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not.
Buddy.
I thought that was kind of like a gross, weird clout chasing whack flex that like obviously made headlines and got the fucking people talking, got him going. But I'm like, that was fucking whack as fuck of him.
But that was when, to be fair, and this is referring again to another guest that's coming up in a few weeks. This is when social media was a bit more fucking raw, rugged, and dirty.
I think there's a border around that photo. There's like some,
there's some like sepia filter.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when some Boston Southie does it to Julian Edelman, we applaud her.
True.
That's awesome.
Oh, he was sleeping. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yes.
I mean, it's like I would say like, it's the end of Riccardo Tisci, but his career has kind of already been over.
He'll bounce back. Honestly, if anything, it's almost like this might be good for him because now people like rally to defend him.
Well, right. And fashion protecting their owner, like you said, this open secret. No one had to call him out before. A similar thing happened with fucking Alexander Wang. So I don't know. But to me, it's like there's nothing to protect because he doesn't really have a career anymore, right? Like
never count out the R dog.
Anyway.
One thing I really would like to see, and I think that this brand doesn't get the actual respect that it deserves. I would love to see Young Thug hit the yellow carpet in Spider Couture.
Ooh,
like a one-of-one fucking tails. Dandy out the wazoo with the fucking spider, just like emblazoned across the chest or the ass, whatever. I don't know. Would be fucking sick. Obviously, Spider is like the best brand in the world.
Yeah, the ready to wear is fucking crazy. I mean,
you think anyone's gonna show up in Cortez?
Oh, yo, honestly, if
Ed Sheeran in the Cortez tails,
if Anna Wintour really had the vision, Clint would get the invite, dude. Just
he would
pulling up fucking gully, dude. Yeah, that would be sick.
I want to see Ed Sheeran pull up in the Cortez one-of-one for sure.
I would love to see someone do Tims and Tails. Like that would be fun for me.
Well,
like
you're halfway there, buddy.
No, I know, and I should have worn a tuxedo, dude. In honor of fashion's fucking biggest night. What did so you were
thinking of fashion's night out?
So you were talking before how this kind of like has. You were saying the Met Gala is now giving fashion's night out.
Yeah, well, it feels like fun, right? It's not like stuffy. It's like giving it back to.
We're smoking cigs in the bathroom.
Okay, that's fucking whatever.
Corny,
not corny, but I do. I mean, my other prediction is going to be very performative cig smoking.
Okay,
as everyone is doing now, which we'll get to in a little bit I get into my cig glazing.
Oh, you have a rant. You have a rant, dude.
Maybe. I think it's more of a media analysis.
You're okay. I see some kind of.
We're gonna obviously see cigs wall to wall. It's like, ooh, smoking's so badass now.
Yeah, I wonder if like in terms of like white celebrities that are in town, like Charli's here. She just did her 4 sold out nights, which I saw the last show, which we'll talk about. I wonder if she'll be invited because she's first of all,
she's a POC.
Yeah, is she?
Yeah, she's a quarter Indian.
I did not know that.
Come on, bro.
Damn, dude. Okay. I would like to see, Charli blasting some darts would be cool on her fucking party girl shit. Yeah, I wonder what
Her mother is of Gujarati Indian descent and was born in Uganda.
Oh wow, that's cool. Charli XCX POC, love that. Yeah, what colonizers are being invited? I just immediately think of her. I just think British, right? And in terms of like, dandyism exists because of like
Maddie Healy's going to be there with Gabriette.
Yeah, because of like the slave trade and colonialism, right? Black. That's how black dandyism like exists. That's like it doesn't. I mean, and obviously, like this is like obviously it's been recontextualized. No, I'm just saying it's been recontextualized. So
if you're allergic to woke, fast forward 30 seconds right now.
If you're allergic to woke, no, I'm just saying like what colonizers are getting the invite because without the colonizers, we don't have black dandyism. That's my point. What Brits are going to be the mix? And Maddie,
Americans colonized too.
No, I know. We're just talking about Charli. I'm thinking about Brits. Okay. I'm just thinking of the
Maddie
UK.
Healy.
Okay, Maddie Healy. What about like
Edward Enninful? I guess he's no longer British Vogue.
He was black editor.
He's the GOAT.
What are the other
GOAT?
Who are the other fucking black editors, dude? A lot of black. There's black stylists, obviously. You know,
the head of Vogue Digital, Chioma.
Oh, right. Interesting.
Nikki.
Yo, they better have invited fucking Nikki, dude.
Marie Claire.
Yeah,
right.
If Nikki Oganaki is not there, fucking L.
Absolute.
Okay, Absolute. I'm trying to think.
Noah Johnson is like so white that like so pale that he's almost like off the spectrum of color.
High Sabadi not getting a fucking ticket to the Met Gala, dude. That would be like, I mean, shit, dude.
I recently saw in a GQ reel that maybe they have a lot of non-white staff that they can sit at their table. Pull them out the fucking fashion closet.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. This is a great celebration and it's going to be a great night. With that said, the tokenism that has already happened, and you know it's coming, it's just still kind of shocking to see because to your point, is it more respectful, like you were saying, of like if a white person like ignored the theme because it's like not their place, or like or the other end of the spectrum is you lean in it too hard. It's
or the third option is what you did with Sinners, where it's like don't go opening weekend because allow black people to have this moment and their space.
We'll be going.
This is not your moment,
right?
This is not your weekend to see Sinners.
Yeah, we'll be. Yeah, James and I will be going to the Met Gala next Monday.
Next week.
Next Monday we'll be there. Yeah, I just like you know all the press and everything leading up to this thing that like you said it's been happening for like at least the last week with all the pre-parties and the dinners and the fucking galas before the galas. It's just like I'm already kind of seeing you know the tokenism happen, and it's just like I understand the media has to participate, but it's like, is there any way to do it tactfully? I guess you're gonna get called out regardless, and you can't do it.
We posted a meme that was like, you know, Nancy Pelosi in the fucking tribal sash or whatever, taking a knee for Black Lives Matter, and it's like this is what you know, and it does help that her and Anna Wintour kind of have like a little slight resemblance, and we're like, this is you know Condé Nast editors, next Monday or whatever, or on Met Gala Monday.
This was like last
and it
week.
made the rounds, and like people are apparently a lot of people are enjoying it in the Condé group chats.
Okay, good.
And the commentary there is not like taking the piss on the theme, and the celebration, and the influence that is like unfairly not like straight up just like fucking trampled on and ignored.
Yeah,
right. Like fashion today does not exist without black culture. And the black and black influence.
Not at all. Black culture is just straight up culture, dude. Like now, that is just culture.
Black women invent culture, which is then stolen by gay men,
right?
And then disseminated to the rest of the world.
Well, and then white women, straight white women, right? And then
you in the West Village girlies,
then me,
yeah. It is like. The issue, the fact is that like the fashion media, the fashion industry is overwhelmingly white, overwhelmingly not black.
Nope.
And to do this celebration with this theme is like has motherfuckers trotting out like their token POCs to the front of the line and be like, hey, like come on, do our content,
bring them out. Yeah,
write the post. So it's
which is by definition tokenism.
Yeah. So it's like absurd, right? And maybe necessary from a certain standpoint. I don't know. It's just very obvious what is happening.
Yeah, it's like we wouldn't even have to talk about this if fashion just empowered black people. Straight up hired them, put them in positions of power. Alas, you get one Monday this year. And
you just had a month.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy when like, and obviously that's a murder's row of like the co-chairs, but like almost like when you,
Savannah James,
when you take out, what is it? You said like those big five, whatever it was, 4 or 5 guys. It's like
Lewis Hamilton, Rocky, Coleman Domingo, Anna Wintour, Pharrell, and LeBron James's wife,
yes.
Savannah.
So when you like remove them, it's like, and it's cool that they're in, and I don't know what a co-chair does. I could not tell you. It might be its own example of tokenism. I literally have no idea what the job description is. Obviously, what an honor. And all those guys and girls deserve it. But it's like, you know, outside of them, it's like, yeah, who is actually going to be there? Who is going to represent Black dandyism? I mean, here was another controversy. Fucking, I don't know if you saw, Wisdom was like, yo, everyone's asking me. I did not get invited. And I know that Wisdom is an influencer or a creator or whatever you want to say. And obviously, I think at a much higher level than your average fucking TikToker, let alone fucking menswear TikToker. But like, he's not invited. That seems like an L as a guy who's been invited before.
Dude, the fact that they're not somehow getting Kai involved is such an L.
Oh, the other part of that was that Pharrell was like, please come to an after party and like live stream, but it was at 1 a.m. and Kai was like, yeah, it's basically like too late. I don't want to do that. So I don't.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going to any of the one after party we were invited to.
Oh,
starts at 10.
The Willie. Yo, honestly, it would be sick to see who Willie brings.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Charli was wearing it at the concert. She had on the underwear. She was wearing the Willie
really?
draws.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Were you okay. So that's the Met Gala. The Throne Fits Lens.
Get ready for the memes, kids.
Happy Cinco de Mayo Met Gala. Get ready for the memes. Alex Consani, fucking enjoy. You know she's gonna show up wearing the fucking silky.
I mean, listen,
if it's raining, she's gonna have the fucking hairnet on.
I hope she comes through with fucking waves, dude. Three. I need 360 waves. I need Tim's completely unlaced.
Young Lean's definitely pulling up with the Caesar.
Yo, Jonathan, dude.
Jonathan. But yeah, enjoy the Met Gala. I don't know. It seems just a celebrity money making endeavor now at this point. Which it is.
And when you see
everything is.
And when you see the tokenism, just know everyone else.
Call it out.
Just make fun of it because that's literally what we are here to do.
So you did the whitest thing possible this past weekend. You went to a Charli XCX concert.
The gayest thing possible, probably.
White gayest thing.
Yeah. It was incredible, dude.
Yeah. Was this like a spur of the moment thing?
Yeah.
Like I know that you had a Brat Larry summer, right?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
The coolest 38-year-old I know was just living that life. How was it?
It was fucking sick. Obviously she's on tour, and I knew.
I'm surprised you didn't when you posted the photo. You didn't at Charli XCX.
I should have ghost tagged. I wonder if I would have gotten reposted, dude.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I don't know. Does verified like hit DM? She might have some fucking filter on or whatever.
Probably, yeah.
No, my brother and his boyfriend.
Careful.
Yeah, I got it. We're still good here. We're still recording. Sorry about that. The Tims, dude, they're fucking rogue.
You don't know if you can't handle the Tims, bro. Leave him in the closet.
My brother and his boyfriend, they had got tickets and they hit myself and Jen up, and they were like, "Do you guys want to hang out before?" And I was like, oh, fuck it. And Jen and I were like, we should just get tickets to this thing. And we paid a lot of money. Jen doesn't really like live music. So to convince her to go to a concert, it's usually like going to have to pay a lot of money for like a certain type of seat that is worthy enough for her. I will say this. I'm not going to say how much I spent, but I would have spent more. It was that good. It was honestly incredible.
Really?
I mean,
what was your fit? Did you wear some slutty?
I just,
shit?
well, no.
You wore Timbs and raw denim.
I wore these jeans. What shoes did I wear? I wore Gucci loafers.
You wore raw denim and Gucci loafers to the fucking Charli?
Yeah. Well, it was cool being like the straightest guy at Barclays. I told you I kind of liked it.
Did you do the Apple dance?
I don't know how to do it, but I did. We got one of the chicks from Blackpink did it. She was I don't know any of their names. But
Lisa, Jenny.
No. Rose?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I think that's
her name is Rose. Yeah.
Yeah. That was her.
She's the pink in Blackpink.
Well, she has she has pink hair or something. 'Cause she's blonde hair now. I don't know.
Rose means pink.
No, I know, but like that's not what the name is from, right? Okay,
it's like 7 girls.
I don't know how much of a K-pop fan you are. I don't know if you actually know. It was her and her friend. Her friend kind of fucked up the dance.
Oh, really?
I don't think it was not another member of Blackpink. It was just like her and her friend. The friend, It was honestly a bit piss poor. Oh, do you know the dance? I know this. I
I just saw someone say that it looks like a Nordic witch doing like a curse on your crops. Like,
like cauldron style moves. Yeah, maybe I could see that. Dude, you're scaring me, bro. You just put a curse on me? Stop cursing me, bro. What is his face?
Check your fucking crops, bitch.
Okay, that was fucking insane.
Yeah.
That's why you pay for video, people. No, so there's no, as far as I can tell, there's like no opener.
Do any fucking performance enhancing drugs?
Yeah, I took shrooms.
Okay.
And got one Modelo.
How much was it?
I think that's probably like a $25 Modelo.
Whoa,
yeah.
tall boy.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, and then
Do you think it was the only beer served that night?
Possibly.
I mean, like vodka soda, tequila soda sales must have been through the fucking roof.
Absolutely.
Obviously, bottles of water just to like help with the Molly and MDMA situation.
Sure.
I don't know what liquids ketamine really, makes you want to consume, but like you had to have been as the only straight white cis male in the building.
I mean, it is a packed stadium full of gay sons and thought daughters, and I appreciated it not just as a fan of Charli and because it's like a cool cultural moment to like be a part of and like, just fucking, witness it. It was kind of cool where I'm like, no one gives, not that, everyone there is like having their main character thing, right? Concerts are also this like moment where we've talked about it before. People are getting dressed up. It's like, it's like for some people, that's like the social event of their season.
How many thongs
That's awesome.
do you see?
How many thongs?
Or whale tails?
A lot of just a million crop tops.
Yeah.
A lot of
cum gutters on the dudes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of custom like merch, like people like basically made costumes to go to this thing, which is really cool. But I loved how like while sticking out like a sore thumb as the only straight man there, like no one is even remotely like gives a fuck about me or is paying attention to me. And like it felt like super, it almost felt like I didn't exist.
Hold on.
It was incredible. It was like pure anonymity.
Hold on.
I'm not saying because I'm a public figure.
Let's take a step back. Let's take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
So outside of the Charli XCX concert, you think that people are? No. So it was strange because people weren't paying attention to you.
No, I'm saying.
That means outside of the Charli concert, people are just like, oh, who's that guy?
No, that's
those are the kids that think you're an undercover cop.
No, I just mean like outside of that concert, I'm a participant in society like everyone else, right? I'm going to have right. No, whereas in the like literally it was like I did not exist.
What, you're like a wallflower?
No, I was dancing and having a good time, but it was like it was freeing because it was just like
that's how you are. That's how you should be all the time. Bro.
I'm sure. I agree.
I'm saying no one's looking at you.
Well, surely nobody was that night, but I will say there's no backing band. It's just her. It's the Charli show. She fucking commands that stage.
She spit and lick it up.
Oh yeah. It was incredible. And that's obviously like what her audience wants. And she is like more than willing to not just give, but like to give 10x. And it's really awesome to see. And the fact that she sold out 4 nights at Barclays, obviously this is on, the tails of what I thought was like the best album last year. Obviously a cultural moment, Brat Summer, but like I'm just happy for her that she gets to like she doesn't have to do a co-headlining tour with Troye Sivan, right? Like, which I didn't see that, and like congrats to the 5 people who are Troye Sivan fans. But like the fact
don't kill the twinks.
Oh, a lot of demonic twinks, like just gay guys with the most like evil aura.
How so?
Just their general demeanor. Maybe they were like, because they're on drugs, but it was interesting.
Maybe that was like you
projecting homophobia.
Going to see Black Panther on opening weekend.
No.
Oh, that was a queer space that you.
I waited till night 4. I went on night 4. I went on night 4, guys. No, it was fun.
Were people?
It was fucking.
I'm curious.
Awesome.
Were people dancing? Did they their phones up? Were you grinding with Jenna? Were you like fucking?
I don't think Charli's like grinding music. It's
just jumping up and down.
Just a lot of. It's kind of like. Have you seen her dance move? How it's kind of like this like aggressive crumping kind of adjacent style,
like ass shaking, but like just moshing, just a little pogoing a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of aggressive fucking movements and fucking jukes and things like that. And that's how I was fucking getting down. I did not take, because we were not in GA. My brother and his boyfriend were in
boyfriend.
My brother and his boyfriend were in GA.
Where were you?
We were section 24 front row.
Wow, it sounds expensive.
It was, but I would have paid more. But I didn't sit down once. I was having a great time. And yeah, I was shaking my little booty off.
You didn't try to hit the after party?
We went out after. We went to.
I'm surprised you didn't text Jordan first and be like, "Yo, bro, where's the afters at?" buddy?"
Oh shit! I mean, listen, dude. I'm not trying. This was not about clout chasing. This wasn't about tagging Charli and getting reposted to her stories. This was having a beautiful evening with my family.
Yeah.
And it honestly was, and I could not.
Your best friend.
I could not. Yes, right. My two best friends, my wife and my brother. I could not recommend more highly for people to like go see her on. It was probably it was the best concert I've been to in probably since McGee. Different type of show.
For sure.
Different type of crowd. This one, this crowd smelled much better.
More than one Modelo consumed at the McGee concert for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
She was supposed to, she and her crew were supposed to have dinner at Bernie's. When was it? When did I see Oliver? Friday night?
They didn't pull up?
Friday night, Saturday night. They went too hard the night before. They were up to like 9 a.m. So they had to cancel their Bernie's.
Oh, that was the night they went to Margot. Because that was the thing where it's
Margot was a different night.
Have you been to Margot?
Yeah.
Is it fire? It looked, I had
no.
No.
It's not. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's not.
I'm always, it's funny. Like I don't have like a great Italian restaurant that I feel like I just like becomes a regular spot for me. And I'm looking for that. And I thought Margot could maybe be that, but apparently not.
I'm not shitting on it. I'm just saying it's not not fire. It's just a regular restaurant, which that's not a bad thing.
No,
but
not
like
at all.
the knob slobbery that I think it gets is a little like undeserved. And it's very like a Brooklyn hip restaurant paint by numbers, which is totally fine. Totally. Right. But yeah, that's where night one after party was.
Gotcha. Anyway, I had a great fucking time. Maybe the more, it was definitely more than usual an aggressive move for Jen and I to make on a school night, obviously, but kept it on the fairway. We had our own little after party there's a gay bar right by me called Come On Everybody. That is fantastic.
Oh, hell yeah.
We popped into there for a nightcap and a little more dancing. And then, in bed by...
Taking up queer space everywhere, bro.
I mean, it's a Sunday night. I think they were just happy with for the business. It wasn't... That's
a big gay night.
Well, they're known for a lot of like whether it's live drag shows or like other type of live entertainment. Sunday night it's a much thinner crowd. No live shows are happening, so I think they were happy to get the business. I
once not to shade my dad, but he once said something very homophobic. Where when I was like in high school, I was going out on a Sunday. He's like, "Be careful, a lot of gay dudes out there tonight." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, because
be careful of what?
Salons are closed on Mondays."
Jesus Christ.
Like, oh, okay.
Mr. Harris, tell me how you really feel, dog.
Yeah. Whatever.
Also,
Irish guy growing up in New York, different time.
Yeah. Also, like, what are you supposed to be careful of?
Getting raped.
Getting ass fucked.
I was like a hot little twink back in the day.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Speaking of movies, which it sounded like your Sunday night was, Lawrence, we shot a little fucking movie ourselves.
That's right.
For the homies over at J.Crew.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, thank you everyone for watching. All 6 figgies of you. Let's get that up to 7 real quick. Everyone share it. Everyone rewatch it.
Yeah, engage.
Send it to your group chats. Engage, comment, like, subscribe, all that good shit. Submit us for a Webby.
How does that work?
Consideration. I don't know. I don't care.
We should ask. We should ask Joe LaPuma. He's won a bunch of those.
Yeah,
but it did get included in like some Substack best marketing of the week recaps, which is cool. I'll take that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. It was a lot of fun, and it really did feel nice to see all the posy commies, all the fucking people sharing it for just like to support the boys.
We appreciate
because
that, guys,
they really liked it.
It was good. It was good. I think objectively, the shit is very funny.
I was definitely obsessively comparing the stats to like other J.Crew reels. And while we may not have the most plays yet,
right,
we certainly have some of the most comments and shares.
Oh, engage
me to believe that maybe there hasn't been any paid media put behind it yet. Yet.
Well, here's the thing.
J.Crew, if you're listening, I will forego payment.
Yeah.
Take our check and put it to just boosting the shit. Let's get to the 7 figgies ASAP.
I do not agree or
Okay.
approve that message.
You take my half and do it.
What I'm saying is that when you hire the only podcast that matters, you don't need to pay for engagement. You need to pay us to do the content, and then you're going to get the fucking engagement.
Right. The engagement's there. I'm
Just
saying the
saying.
views.
Oh,
Where it's like suggested for you.
oh, you got to
like,
pay to
you know,
just get it
yeah,
across
on the
people's
explore
fucking
page.
screens.
That's what I'm talking about. Because like there's other reels that again have bigger views but less engagement.
Gotcha.
The engagement is real. Let's fucking inflate those views up.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, it's not black magic. It is just straightforward business. That's all I'm talking about.
Black Magic. Is that the theme of the Met Gala?
Yep. And speaking of, I don't know what I was talking
Black Magic.
about. People really wanted the fan pants. The fans.
Oh,
By the way, huge. I'm glad you got your fantastic joke in there and fucking, you know, little moment. Big miss by us on missing out on fans.
Oh, I mean,
That was
what is
abominable because the script that we delivered was like the bones were there,
Yeah.
but I think we like ad-libbed a bunch. Fans, huge fucking.
Is
miss.
that not what they said on the screen?
I don't know.
So
It was a horizontal cut. I couldn't really see.
So
It's
everyone
not cut for vertical.
So everyone involved missed the most obvious pun of all time.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
I just caught myself. Well, I woke up to a text from you that it was live because also when they kind of put that up a little early. Like, let's take into account all the J.Crew and Throwing Fits enjoyers on the West Coast. Why are you putting that up at 9 a.m.? J.Crew social media team.
I think people on the West Coast are up at 6. Like that's just how they live their lives.
6 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh,
bro, they're up early. They got to do hot Pilates. They got to get the fucking juices
hiking
and
at
shit.
Runyon Canyon. Okay,
I got to boof some crystals.
Runyon Canyon, is that what it is?
What?
Runyon Canyon, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the hike or whatever. Anyway,
It's like the West Village Girlie Canyon, though.
Gotcha. I found myself again just falling into the delusions of grandeur where I'm like, we could be professional actors. And I know
Oh my God.
say it all the time. I was really, and you know, when you're on set and it's a long day and we talked about it a bit, like, you know, we're riffing, we're ad-libbing, then you're sitting around and you're waiting, then you're getting up and you're doing some more takes. You don't know how it's going to all come together. But I think like our acting was like really strong and some of our best work yet.
Really?
Yeah, I personally believe that. Now, some people would disagree. I relayed this information to Jenna, and as per usual, was like immediately fucking dressed down. And to make matters worse, you know, apropos of I think nothing, because this was before our J.Crew movie fucking hit grid and went fucking dummy. I got a random DM from a casting agent that was straight up like, "Have you ever considered acting?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely. Tell me about the project." And she sent me this whole brief about the short. And she said, "I can email you more information." I said, "Yes, absolutely. Email me." And then I never got an email and never heard back. But I had actor brain already happening. Then this shit dropped. And I just found myself just falling into that trap where I'm like, I don't know. I've been telling people born to act, forced to pod. I don't know if
Go act then. Sounds like you are going to.
How?
Email this casting agent, follow up, take some initiative.
Yeah, I guess
be proactive.
I guess I should follow up. I mean, listen, the brief kind of sounded it's a short, dude. I'm trying to do features, you know, so I don't know if I want to spend 2 days this summer shooting a proof of concept short. With that said, I don't know if anyone wants to hit me up and have me on. I mean, I don't want to audition. Let me be clear. I want to, you know, you get what you see here, guys. I think that, and Jenna was like, "You're not even acting though." She's like, "That's just who you are." I'm like, okay, I don't think I'm that much of a fucking buffoon asshole, but she told me to not quit my day job for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, you need that in your life. You need that a lot.
What, someone to humble me every second of my life?
Yeah, you get that every Monday with me. You get that every day with your wife.
It's fair.
But no, I think it's shout out Bex and the crew because while we provided the clay, they molded it into an actual decent product. Like it is amazing to see, and part of it is probably imposter syndrome, and maybe I don't have actor brain. I'm not sucking my own dick as hard as you are, but I'm like, yeah, we did. That was okay. And then like they take it and they actually create like a fantastic.
What did you text me? You're like, I think you were like, J.Crew videos live. It's pretty good. And I'm like, yeah, this is fucking fire, bro. Like,
no, the video itself is fire.
No, meaning like our performances were pretty good.
Sure.
I thought they were, I don't know. I'm trying to think of trying to think of, and listen, maybe like there's been other concept and we've done a lot of this stuff. I really think that in terms of like line delivery and like the roles that we are playing, even if some of them are probably for me, maybe closer to reality than I would like. I thought those were like, it was strong act. I really thought it was strong work.
Okay.
I'm serious. I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Okay.
I'm
glad the review by the actors is in. It was nice to hear that Brendan Babenzine actually chuckled, had a little chuckle.
I heard that too.
I think that he was maybe having a rough go of it with the is your brand streetwear Noah whole thing. So I'm glad that we were able to uplift him and lighten his day, give him some yucks. But yeah, shout out J.Crew. I mean, fucking, you see the numbers. Hire us again, motherfuckers.
Here's a question for you: is anyone wearing J.Crew to the Met Gala?
For sure.
Yeah.
No. Ralph sponsored the Met Gala one year.
People will be. I guarantee you, there's going to be some fire Ralph fits tonight. I feel like they always have a present. He's Ralph Lauren. I mean, he's the king. There's
in 1984, Ralph Lauren was the corporate sponsor of the Met Gala, which took place in December 3rd, 1984. Tickets cost $750, which is 1/100th of what they are now, because they are now $75,000.
That's
the theme was man and the horse, which sounds fucking fire. I bet like
or kind of bestiality. You know, what did the man do with the horse? Sometimes you got to see a man about a horse, but the man and the horse, what's the can you find
the exhibition explored the influence of horses on fashion, focusing on equestrian power, riding gear. The overall artistry of equestrianism.
I mean, Hermes, horsepower,
Ralph.
That makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Horsepower, baby.
You know what? Yeah.
What?
The photos look.
Let me see.
It's very just like men in like riding coats.
Oh yeah.
It's honestly, like it's pretty literal.
I mean, I think that might be closer to what we're gonna see tonight than maybe some other past themes. I think that's like tails and fucking I don't know, equestrian style to me. Kind of, I could see some black dandyism and some overlap with equestrianism.
It looks like it's pretty straightforward, just like black tie.
Okay,
like no like real
It was a different time. It was the 80s.
Yeah, it was just like, it was apparently when the Met Gala was actually fun and not just people standing around taking pictures and moving from room to room and eating shitty food.
Right. Apparently, the food is really bad, right?
Oh, the co-chair, one of the duties is to help select the menu.
Interesting. Who's
that is an area that is rife with landmines.
Who's the chef from Tatiana's?
Kwame something.
Yes. He should be doing the food.
Or Paul Carmichael from the new Momofuku Caribbean restaurant.
Oh, yo, some jerk fucking chicken and
no
shit?
Jerk, bro. There's no jerk on the menu because
I don't think
a lot of sirens.
I don't think that's
no jerk on the menu because he's like, yeah, everyone would order the jerk because white people are so boring and predictable and they would ignore everything else that the islands and the culture have to offer.
Hand up, that's on me. I immediately went to the jerk, dude. You are what you eat. Am I correct?
You're a jerk. You're a jerk.
Yo,
you're a jerk. Do we have the outro music already?
I put down Superfly by Curtis Mayfield.
Yeah, all right.
Which is a fucking banger.
You're a jerk.
Yeah, any stupid fruity swag on the menu for tonight?
I don't know. I don't know what the menu is.
No, I'm just saying, like, in terms of like just the idiom is, will someone pull up in that kind of style, Black Daniel? Because that's the thing, dude. That's kind of like how many times removed. That's still like Black dandyism. Like that kind of I don't know.
So a Met Gala.
Soldier Boy better be invited, and he better be wearing head to toe yums.
He was the first rapper to ever show up to the Met Gala in yums. Let's move from the opposite of Black dandyism and hip hop influenced style to Britpop, because your boys,
Cool Britannia,
your boys have reinterpreted a little bit of pop culture, UK history.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, we collaborated with Umbro. On a bunch of drill tops, which, by the way, fire name, that came out. They dropped on Umbro, but not in the US. I think like last week. We're literally the only retailer with that got our hands on some of these drill tops. But we weren't just going to fucking peddle some run-of-the-mill baby blue GR. We customized these hoes, available May 9th for $120 a piece. I think they retailed in British pounds, 85 pounds, which is like 115. We tax on $5 because we double garment dyed these drill tops.
Yeah.
And because of the dyeing process, each one is pretty
Effectively,
unique. Effectively one-on-one. Tell us the historical import of these drill tops, Lawrence.
This top most famously was worn by the lead singer of a little band called Oasis. Liam Gallgher wore the OG drill top from Umbro at one of the many main road concerts that Oasis did back in the day. This was specifically at a concert in April of 1996. This is obviously, this has been re-released, not just because it's like one of the most iconic pieces of clothing in terms of like where, you know, fashion and kind of football culture came together. And obviously, like you said, fucking Britpop as well. But yeah, I mean, it's a fucking fire piece. It's basically like a cotton soccer pullover, like warm-up top. And they're fucking gas. And yeah, now you can be one of the limited people to not have the standard GR baby blue, which is very fire. Shout out our friends at Umbro for bringing back this classic with, by the way, the exact same specs as the joint that Liam wore in 1996, which is important because there's been, you know, as Umbro has like gotten a lot of juice, we've talked about them a lot on the pod because of their amazing work with like Slam Jam and other collaborators, and obviously the cool licensing work that they do globally. But so there's been like the cotton drill, like similar products before, but this is like the exact one. And now you can get it in like a really cool kind of faded gray black. And like James said, because of the fact that they were garment dyed twice, everyone is a little special, and they will be gone fucking expeditiously. There's not a lot of them, but we're the only place in the US that has them. And
they might be flying because of the speaking of making a movie.
Oh my God.
We made our own movie, which excited to drop that tomorrow. If you're listening on Tuesday when this comes out. Had a lot of fun. You know, I think it really captured the spirit of like just Umbro and Oasis and Britpop and fucking hanging with the boys, hanging with the lads,
I can't wait.
The fellas. Great working day with the boys. The bar tab reflects that.
Yeah, this is when we talked about herding cats because our friends got an open bar to participate in a video shoot. This is what we were talking about. You will see for yourself tomorrow, co-directed by James Harris.
Yes, sir. All right. So
a Jimmy joint.
Keep an eye out for those Umbro X Young Fits drill tops.
Fire.
They're drilling your top. Pause. On Friday, May 9th.
I tried to finagle with you getting one of these very limited, from the spread.
You can buy it. You can afford it.
I wanted to just, I wanted to tax. I wanted a Larry tax, and you told me that I could go fuck myself.
Yeah, pretty much. Lawrence, I want to get into something that inspired. Speaking of inspiring creative, I was inspired to create a meme pack early last week. About SIG glazing. All right.
Please rant away, sir.
Let me be clear. The SIG glazing is crazy. And this isn't anti-cigarette, okay? Smoke away, fucking puff on your darts, all good. This isn't about being like anti-cig. And it's not like smoking isn't cool or, smoking isn't cool. Smoking's cool.
Smoking's fucking sick.
It's more that it's that attitude. Smoking's so fucking sick, bro. And like this fetishization of cigarettes in fashion and pop culture has reached this critical inflection point where I'm just like, it's just too much. Where it's become a creative clutch, whether it's like for a fit pick where you're like, I mean, you know this, right? You're fucking lung cancer patient zero.
Not anymore, but
not anymore. But like you used to, and pardon me if this is mean, but it was like kind of absurd to like be like, it's literally like, oh, there's gonna be street style photographers. Let me buy a fucking fresh pack.
If I told you that one of the, I might have mentioned this before, but I want to reiterate this. Tommy Ton once said to me, he goes,
I say this all the time.
Oh, really? He was like, so if Tommy tells me that I look, I don't know if he said cooler or better.
I think he said it makes your face look skinnier because you're sucking a tiny little penis.
It was advice that I appreciated. I was also extremely offended, but he absolutely kind of put that little bug in my brain. And yes, I have been victim of that and guilty of that.
You were doing this before Tommy Town, and I'm not critiquing you.
Right.
Although
this isn't about me.
When Jacob Gallgher and I parted ways with you at Pity Womo, and we could watch you because it was so easy to fucking spot you even amongst all the other peacocks. We watched you like poke your head up, look around for the street style photographers, spot them, light up, walk past them again, get your photo taken, not get your photo taken, pop up, look for some other street style photographers, light up, fucking smoke past them. It was very funny.
When I parted ways,
it was very funny.
When I parted ways with, I understand. And when I parted ways with you guys, I made it very clear. I said, I'm going to go find,
I'm going to go
Mark.
smoke in front of the photographers.
I'm going to go find Mark and, get flicked, and Adam and get flicked.
That aside, what I'm talking about is like, and what really kind of, I think, made me realize this was, not going to mention the publication because we have friends there.
Okay.
And we share coworkers.
Okay. Got it.
There was an interview with Fran Lebowitz where it's like everything about Fran, and this is kind of similar to like the glazing, fucked up, old looking guys, right? Where there's like Kyle MacLachlan, Walton Goggins, who else?
Jeff
Goldblum,
Willem Dafoe
Pedro Pascal.
Hated had to be Willem Dafoe, but
Fran Lebowitz as well. It's like this fetishization and creative crutch, around smoking, where it's like, oh, you want to look badass? You want to look fucking edgy? Yeah, fucking. Which is totally, again, it is not anti-cig. It is just like, at this point,
it's too much. Lazy,
overdone. It's too much.
Cliche.
And then it extends beyond just the imagery, right? Where, the imagery is like, this was true like 10 years ago with weed and blunts, where everyone's just like doing the French inhale. Lily Rose Depp being like,
sure. So is this a reaction and a pushback against Zins blowing up and vaping being huge? And like, this is almost like fashion being like, we're reclaiming and platforming like the cool, chic, timeless version of nicotine addiction?
Yeah, for sure. But it's also like the amount of cigs are so back, or like we're so back. Like discourse is just like tired.
Well, it's been going on for 5 years now.
That's what I'm saying. It's fucking COVID, tired. It's reached an inflection point. And like, you have like anytime it's like, yo, Sig mention, or like, for example, Fran Lebowitz or like any other celebrity that like some old person that likes to smoke. It's like, hey, do you like the interview always is like, the interviewer's like, hey, do you like cigarettes? And like, yes, I like to smoke. And like, oh, that's so fucking sick. Like,
it is.
Do you think we're so back because cigs are so fucking back? It's like, what the hell are you talking about? Is like the reaction from the Fran Lebowitz of the world.
So your problem is the cig is the accessory.
No, it's not the cig itself. It is just like the fetishization and centering of the cigarette, again, it has become like, it's tired. It's the same thing as like a trampoline jumping in suits. They should. I understand that like packing a lip when it comes to like Zin isn't like as it's sexy, right? You're smoking a little penis. That is sexual in nature. I understand you're not going to take a photo of somebody like, fucking pack my lip, bro.
They did in GQ for the Zin story.
Fucking up for decking my lippy. Like you're not going to, that doesn't look good in photographs. No. This looks good in photographs. It gives your hands something to do. It's it's quote unquote timeless in terms of like badassery and chicness. But there comes a point where you fucking overdo it, and I think we're at that point.
So we need to take a break from the cig as a creative clutch, as you said.
Creative crutch.
A
creative crutch.
Right.
It is clutch, but it is a creative crutch.
Got it.
It really does feel like, oh, like, yeah, we want them to be badass. Like, yeah, give them a little cigarette. You want to look sexy? Yeah, give them a little fucking cig.
So, okay, it's funny you say that, because I guess...
for example, the fetish, like Nicole Kidman lighting up at like the 1996 con or whatever with Eyes Wide Shut. Like, enough.
Right.
Enough.
I guess to your point, it is if the person, the celebrity, the model in question is not a smoker and it's not actually like a part of their being, like it then becomes forced aura to just like get the cig in as an accessory. So I can kind of see that.
Even if they are a smoker.
But if they're a smoker, let them fucking smoke.
Yeah, but don't make it the whole fucking narrative and central tenet of like the visuals or the interview. Where it's like, yo, Fran Lebowitz, you like cig? It's like, yes, I like cigarettes. Oh my God, that's fucking awesome. Like, relax.
Yeah.
Relax.
Also, maybe dig a little deeper. What brand do you like to smoke? How long have you been smoking? Have you, gotten your health checked lately?
It's become very repetitive where it's like, look at this badass.
Yeah.
Smoking this cig. Anyway.
It's gone from making somebody look badass to now in your eyes it makes them look like corny and forced.
Not corny. Certainly a little forced, but also just a little like very
try hard.
Very again, just a crutch. I think is like the best way I can come up with it. Where it's just like, yo, let them smoke. Give them a cig. Yo, cig's inside. Well, they're smoking. They're smoking in front of no smoking sign. That's fucking crazy.
So when this undoubtedly happens tonight at the Met Gala,
Yes.
or this will happen. That to you is not actually whatever that celeb or celebs are, like they think they're like flexing and being badass, but it's actually like, come on, guys.
It's very like
Grow up.
It's very 13 years old. Like I enjoy cheeky sick from time to time, but I'm not fucking taking selfies with you, or like being very what's the word, like consciously like getting the cig in the pic. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like it's not. It just feels like it's very
get the cig in culture.
We get it. Smoking's cool. It's like getting the badge in at this point. Get the dart in, bro.
Get the dart in, bro.
Get the butt in.
Yeah.
Right. So like that's just my little fucking analysis of like where we are in terms of like media, fit pics, editorial shoots, etc. Like again, it's like a very simple, less effective than previously maybe understood to be code, which is like sig.
Yeah.
That's all.
And
as a former smoker, what do you think? Do you hate that?
No.
Do you hate my opinion?
No, I mean, the big thing for me is I think that forgetting about just having someone do with your hands, which I actually think is like interesting because like it does give you like something to do in the photo, lets you like, do an action. The big thing for me is like, yeah, you fucking suck in and you give yourself a little, you're just basically mewing. So it is, I get like, everyone wants to look skinny in photos. So like, I understand what I would
just mew.
Well, I mean, that's
just mew with me.
Today being the first Monday in May, what I would tell you is this will not be the last time that I'm sure this rant gets referenced because it's only getting fucking worse during summertime, bro. We're only about to see and listen but
the amount that we're gonna see tonight, especially at the Met Gala, of like people performatively smoking, it's just become performative, I guess, is like the thing. Right?
Yeah, I guess if you're gonna smoke because you fucking actually want to.
Well, that was one of the memes where it's like me enjoying a cigarette by myself.
Yeah.
Me enjoying a cigarette in front of like knowing I'm getting my photo taken. Yo, yeah, hell yeah, fucking cig, man.
Yeah. Just smoke because you want to, not because you got a fucking camera on you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Got it.
All Which goes for most things.
Smoke
life, right?
ethically, guys. Smoke ethically. That's what we're talking about.
Smoke them if you got them. Don't necessarily smoke in front of the camera if there's a camera in your face. Yeah. And look, I am not a fan of like clean girl aesthetic, like, like super wellness shit, which now is like the dominant personality of the West Village girlie, which we've been referencing a few times now. Brock Collier just dropped the fucking banger of a cover story in New York Magazine. Give it a read. Yeah, bro, it's nice to be a West Village girlie.
I mean,
I'm always saying that.
When I met Jenna, she was a part of that previous generation of like the broke fashion girlies. Not that she was a partier, because that was like a big distinction as well, to kind of like we were saying, now it's all this clean girl aesthetic. It's all workout tights and Pilates and green juices and maybe like a cheeky spritz versus, I don't know, when I met Jenna 15 years ago, the partying was obviously a lot harder. Not that she was a part of that, but the big thing for me is
you made up for it.
Yeah, right. I just like, it's funny to read this article and they talk about like the rent increases and how the demographics of that neighborhood has changed, because when I would come into the city and stay with her, and she lived on Bedford and Downing, so she was like literally in the West Village. I just remember even then being like, it's hard to be broke here. And that's even before the fucking prices went crazy. Like they're talking about like a shitty one bedroom can get up to like $7,000 a month.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. But I will say it's
fucking crazy.
It was a fun time.
It's fucking crazy, period. But it's fucking crazy when like the girlies that are like invading, for lack of a better term,
they're all out of
this neighborhood are all 23 years old.
Yeah, and I get, and the article makes references to there's the finance boyfriends. Some of these women work in finance themselves. Obviously, they mentioned the parents' money playing a role into this, but they're
all coming from the South.
Yeah,
as well. They're all coming from
they mentioned William and Mary. What did they? Oh no, Washington and Lee, not
Washington and Lee.
Yeah.
What's the fucking big school in like Tennessee? Not Emerson.
Vanderbilt.
They're all sorority girls.
Or big. They also mentioned like it's a lot of Big Ten people as well. Like what?
That's not a nice thing to call
the conference. Of colleges. yo, bitch, you're a Big Ten. Yeah, honestly, if you're a chubby chaser, you could fucking steal that one. That's fucking fire. Bitch, you go to Ohio State? Because you're a Big Ten. I think that's a Big Ten school. I'm married kind of into the West Village girly kind of like lifestyle. I'm never gonna pretend that I don't like brunch. I'm never gonna pretend that I don't have fun,
You do love
creating content with me,
You do love
me and my wife.
You do love a brownstone stoop photo shoot. Sorry.
Yeah.
Smoking a cig.
Yeah.
Looking real badass and chic.
Yeah, exactly. I think that here's the thing, right? What's interesting about this article is, and this kind of even goes back to what I was talking a bit about last week when I danced in the rain at a block party, like nobody was watching. That the idea of being cringe and free is one thing. It's these people, while the article's not lampooning them, it's not making fun of them. It's just like Brock just did a scene report, right? He's just describing this kind of demographic that is overtaking this neighborhood.
They also go into like the economics of like the retail behind everything, which is pretty fascinating. Where it's like, these like D2C influencer brands are now opening storefronts there
via leasing companies,
and it's working.
Yeah, via companies that just like buy up a block and then lease these storefronts, which is like I guess I knew that existed. I just didn't realize it was like such a cottage industry.
I told you this, I don't know, like a year or two ago. I was like, spent an afternoon in the West Village, and I was like, I felt like I was just in like TikTok Disneyland.
Yeah.
Right? Where everyone, and Brock talks about this, everyone's like shooting their friends, capturing content, or it's like a fucking fake flower storefront, right? Which is like perfect for Instagram. Restaurants that you recognize from social media, or like brands that are like just like IG brands.
Yeah.
Right. Like affordable jewelry.
Exactly. It was funny. I was like, I've been to like every restaurant that's mentioned here besides.
Well, you are basic bitch.
Besides Via Carrata, because I'm not going to fucking.
This cemented for me is that you are a West Village girl.
Yeah, like I said, I married into the lifestyle, and I can appreciate the finer points of the West Village girly.
You keep saying that. You are it, bro.
I guess I fell.
Let's talk about it. You went to school in the South. You dressed like a preppy motherfucker, right?
In Tim's and broad denim.
Well, no. I'm talking about
comparatively
undercover cop Larry.
Yeah. Okay. I like brunch.
You love day drinking.
I do love day drinking. I love drinking.
You don't do any of the hot Pilates or hot.
No, I don't do any of the positive parts of the lifestyle. Only negative. No,
you love overpaying for shit.
Yeah, Charli.
You love capturing content.
Yeah. I like being an Instagram husband and then also getting
you have a French bulldog.
The French bulldog is the thing about me that
the dachshund is the new French bulldog. So you better get yourself a dachshund if you're going to keep up with these new generation. But this is just the French bulldogification of New York.
Yeah, kind of. And I'll admit that's the most like statistic thing about my life and my life with my wife. The thing that I was saying is that
my life,
these girls are not cringe and free. That's what I was going to get to. Like, they're
just cringe.
Well, there's definitely like, it's a weird like double-edged sword of self-awareness because like they get it, but at the same time, they're
just being young.
Absolutely. It's just being 23 or whatever what did they say the magic age was? Just like 27 is like, 27 is his like magic age of this kind of person. I just also part of me, and forget about how close I am to this personally, I kind of appreciate that it's just like that they're having fun and enjoying themselves. Like I can't hate on that, even if they're not 100% self-aware of maybe how they're being perceived. Look, they don't give a fuck.
This is the story of New York, right? A neighborhood becomes hot. In this case, it's because like
Sex in the City.
The people, well, no, even before that, Sex in the City originally, yes. Turn this like bohemian artist neighborhood into like fashion PR girlies like your wife chasing their dreams of just like meeting Mr. Mid.
Mr. Mid. Damn, you got me, bro.
Mr. Mid went to Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Look at like and then they grew up and they moved to the suburbs or Park Slope or wherever. And then just in time for COVID, for all these like Southern
and all the gays left too.
Girls, all the gays left or got priced out. There's still a bunch of gays there, but it's like the rent stabilized gays.
Right.
For all these girlies to swoop in and like make it their own in their own image. Like they have truly made it their college campus. And that's like a big theme in it where it's like, like the quad is the West Side Highway. And I'm just 100%. Like, we have like the Spaniard is like where we go fuck. And like, this is where we go do whatever. This is the story of New York, right? Yeah. It happens with, like to a certain extent, it's a story of like white gentrifying.
Yeah, it's gentrification.
Williamsburg, Lower East Side, Greenwich Village, East Village, Alphabet City, whatever. Greenpoint, fucking Fort Greene, everybody.
Yeah.
It is interesting that they're like, we're basic. And it's not like a pejorative. They're just like, I'm just living my life. Addison Rae remix. Did she show up?
No, I was expecting because she did the song, the remix, the one with Lord. I really thought Lord was gonna pop out, but because obviously Lord too is like gonna have her own fucking Lord summer.
West Village girlie.
You think
Washington
so?
Square Park.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's like,
wearing the row.
But that's more like, those are still like NY. I think Washington Square Park has like NYU kids personally,
sure.
under the arch type shit versus like
West Village girlie lookalike contest.
Yeah. People that didn't, these are kids that did not go to college in New York and they're just moving here for their first job.
The fact that basic has become a non-pejorative to them, right? That's them like
they took it back.
They're taking it back, right? Basic with an A.
Yeah.
Basic with an A. That could be an episode title.
I had Mr. Mid. That was good. Did you got my ass?
Yeah, I did. It is them being young, but it's so centered around like what I don't really like is that like part of being young and moving to New York is like being broke, right?
That's
and
what
like
I'm saying. Yeah.
fake it till you whether you fake it till you make it. Where you fucking hustle and grind and like, get the $5 footlong, which I don't know what a footlong costs now, $25.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah. Versus just like it. And this goes to like what Steph was talking about, Steph Yaka, where she's like, kids now just want to dress like adults. These little these 23-year-old women are just like cosplaying as like hot moms.
Like MILFs. Yeah.
Like Desperate Housewives.
The MILFification of the 23-year-old.
Yeah. Like I'm going to workout class every single day. Right. I'm drinking matcha every single fucking day. They had some famous fucking ice cream place had to switch their Magnolia Bakery made their banana bread pudding matcha flavored.
Yeah, they have a matcha option.
Everything's just fucking matcha'd out the ass. Yeah. Everyone's just pissing and shitting green.
Machi chachi.
Yeah. Negronis, spritzes. It's an interesting, I don't know, development or evolution of like being young in New York is just like being a fucking rich white mom.
Yeah, I'm with you. They need to be broker. That we need to take it back to like that era of the broke PR girly, like whatever, Jenna making $30,000 a year, whatever her fucking entry level salary was. And also like there's no partying. I mean, I know they're going to
partying.
They're going to the 3-drink minimum. We couldn't get over that. That was the thing. What is one of the girls' rules was she got a three drinker, which is
a minimum. We thought it meant that I meant 3-drink maximum. Like, all right, I'm having 3 drinks. I'm going home.
No, minimum of 3 cocktails at dinner.
At dinner,
which I can respect. And I know they're going to this. I had also saw a viral tweet about like the Spaniard being this like ill hookup joint at night and this and that. In case any fucking 23-year-old listeners are looking to fuck
23 to 27,
looking to fuck a future MILF. But it's. I don't know. It just feels like, I guess it's, I keep thinking of like that wellness thing where it's like they're not partying hard enough because you're young. That's what and you're in New York. And this idea also that blew me away was like the one girl that was like, she said, I'm going to be here for like probably like 5 years and I'm going to leave. So it's kind of like I don't know. It's like a weird, like rape and pillage mentality.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? Like the term, like where it's like
R and pillage.
They're R and pillage. And it's like, know.
Wow. Are you just waking up as a gentrifier yourself, bro?
No, but
how long was Jen in the West Village?
Ooh.
5 years?
No, less because we moved to the Upper West Side together when we first
much more efficient at raping and pillaging than these West Village girlies, I guess, if it was less than 5.
Yeah. I think it was she way more efficient. She might maybe 3 years.
Yo, maybe. The comment my dad made about
but they're leaving the city.
The comment my dad made about Sunday nights being like
watching your butt,
watching your 6 for dicks. Because the salons are closed on Monday. That's because I used to hang out in the West Village because it was where a kid lived whose parents were ever home. So like
Gay Street.
We'd smoke on Gay Street and then go like play PS2 at his crib.
Sick.
But the West Village was a big Christopher Street was a big gay big gay conclave. Is that the fucking word? Yeah, right.
Enclave.
And in some ways it was a conclave.
A little bit. Stonewall.
Conclave made smoking look good.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, vaping Pope.
Nah, but the popes, the nameless popes that were just before the conclave really walked in. The Cardinals, yeah. They looked sick.
Well, because they're fucking, you're Italian. Yeah. It's an approved vice, I guess, by the church, whatever.
Yeah.
But you're hanging out in the West Village and it's cool to you when you are in high school.
Yeah.
Like that, and I think that's like, and that's
middle school. 8th grade.
You're like, no. To be clear, I was chilling in the West Village when I was in middle school.
Yeah,
It just I guess now when like, you know, they talk about American Bar. Like we literally have taken my brother out to brunch at American Bar when he's in town.
Because you are a West Village girl.
You know, my point.
I don't know why you're denying this.
My point that I'm making is that even me, and a lot of this has to do with me. Like when I go there, I feel old because I am old. I don't dread going down there, but like I would never, besides going to J Muser, literally, specifically, I personally will not go. I do not go to the West Village. And not that because I like necessarily like got out of my system. I just, there is, as much as I might be a fucking West Village.
Quava and J Muser.
Oh yeah, Quava, right. I'm not ever trying to go. I have to be dragged or have to, you know, it's not happening.
It's still a nice neighborhood in terms
very,
of like
very crowded.
The sidewalks are a bit too narrow.
And it's fucking, and there's just so many fucking people on the weekends. It's not enjoyable.
I can't remember the last time I was there on a weekend. I've just have been like there like on errands during the week.
Yeah.
Literally just J Muser fittings. Yeah. So the moral of the story is you are a West Village girl. You are basic, but you are free.
Yes.
What's interesting is, so I was just at tennis camp. Speaking of West Village girl, all my sporty rich shit. Brought my own toilet paper. Brought my own jamon from Spain.
Okay.
It's fucking lit. I was at tennis camp this past weekend, and me and my boy Noop. So you play in a foursome, right? I've explained this. You play in a foursome. Shout out Sam, fan of the podcast, who last time we were there at the same time, he DM'd me after. He's like, yo, I think I saw you. And we're like, yeah, next time say what up.
Yeah.
So we actually said what up, and we got to play together. That was cool. Shout out Sam. Shout out the two guys. I don't want to drop their names necessarily that we played with all weekend, but what was really interesting, they were the same age as me and Noop.
Okay.
They were dads from the suburbs, from Westport, Connecticut.
How old are their kids?
Like 5.
Okay. So they're newish dads.
Newish dads, had their kids in their early 30s. One of them moved out there right before COVID. One of them was a COVID transplant. And it really was like kind of, they were great. We got along. The vibes were fucking high.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in situations where the foursome was cursed and like me and you complained to the director about the other two. And then those other two people complained to the director about us.
Perfect.
And so at first the director was like, when we complained, he's like, I can't split you guys up because you're the top 4 players at camp. There's no one else you can play with.
Right.
You play down. Then when the other two complained, like, all right, now I got to split you guys up.
Let's fucking break the band up, dude. These guys hate each other.
These dudes from Westport, the suburban dads, where the fucking vibes are high. You know
why? Because they're away from their fucking kids for the weekend.
They're with their wives.
Which is fine.
They learned to play tennis at the local club, right? I believe both worked in private equity, so fucking money.
Sure.
It was like looking at alternate timeline Jimmy and I guess Larry. In that it's like if we had pursued, well, you went to school in the South. If you had pursued your, the road more traveled by, going to fucking UNC or wherever, and then getting into private equity, and like making money, having kids,
working in Charlotte and banking,
going to the fucking white picket fence town where, by the way, Anne Hathaway lives there.
Okay,
so that tells you the fucking tier we're talking about.
Right.
But these guys were like, they were like, yo, I wish I brought some fucking mushrooms, and I was like, yo, I literally wrote down in my notes for next time to bring mushrooms. Like,
be the plug.
It was crazy, and they were like, what do you guys do? And he was like, I have a restaurant. I was like, I'm a podcast. And like, you guys are fucking Brooklyn stereotypes. And I was like, you're fucking suburban stereotypes.
Right.
Apparently the big goss in Westport is that a bunch of swingers just moved to town.
Hell yeah, let's go, dude.
So and they joined
Anne
the club.
Hathaway?
And they joined the club. I don't know.
I love Anne Hathaway.
I don't know.
I was out on her and I'm so back in on Anne Hathaway.
Oh yeah, because she's a fellow well, I guess she grew up in New York, but she's a fellow.
She lived in New York for 10 years. She was hanging out with you at Gay Street in middle school, dude.
She went to Vassar for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
A guy that I know dated her in high school.
Well, her and might be saying too much.
Okay, go on, please.
So I didn't overlap with her at Vassar, and she left to go to NYU and pursue acting. But apparently, she was a big. I'm saying too much.
What?
I'm saying too much.
A slut?
No.
What?
What? Why would you say that?
What? A big blank. I'm just trying to.
Apparently, her and one of my college girlfriends, they kind of were like ops.
Oh, she's a big narc.
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay. No. Well, if you're not going to say that, I'm not going to
Yeah,
guess.
stop pursuing this.
This is bad podcasting. So wait, here's my question. Yep. Were they stereotypes, pointing at stereotypes, whatever?
But they were very much like, yeah, we're suburban like losers. Like we're so bored.
Were they jelly of like?
No, because they have like They have like the unconditional love of a wife and child or wife and
So
children.
it's not so much alternate reality me as it is, well, you maybe?
Sure.
So you get married at least?
But they were like, yeah, they were like making fun of like guys being from the suburbs. Where they're like, yeah, bro, gotta check in with the fucking ball and chain. Like, would love to go get hammered with you guys at the bar, but like, fucking wifey, you know?
They didn't even get to so they're not on vacation. I know it's not vacation and you guys are, obviously trying to get your fucking stroke game up, but like because they didn't have their kids, they still couldn't go to the bar. Like
they had an Airbnb off campus. They were staying off campus.
Gotcha.
But they were just making fun of themselves for being like, and
losers,
not losers because they were cool.
Right.
But they were like, yeah, we're fucking, he's like, yeah, I'm always trying to do mushrooms. But like, what am I going to do? I have so many mushrooms at home. But like, I got my kids.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? He's like, now's the perfect fucking time. God damn it. And we're like, yo, how far away is Westport? He's like, 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
4 hours round trip. Can't do it.
That's
Can't
rough.
do it, boys.
Yeah. And I guess not to play into like more stereotypes of like,
but these guys were also basic, but like aware.
Yeah.
And they were making fun of themselves for being basic bros, for being finance guys that work in Connecticut that have the fucking kids and they belong to the country
guys
club.
at the West Village Girlies marries, like you're saying.
Exactly. And so it's this interesting development where like basic, which was once a pejorative and a put down, is really not that anymore. And I think it's like
taking it back.
Yeah, it's reclamation of the term, of the lifestyle, but also just like, I don't know, it's just the fracturing of like of the dominant archetype within culture, where it's like everyone is just who they are and that's all it is.
I mean, when I see guys like that, so did you see them as husbands or like dads? Because like,
I never met their wives, so I just knew them as fucking baseline bangers.
Okay, because like my thing is that like it's almost like getting married doesn't ruin your life. Having kids is what ruins your life, and then you end up like those guys, and you can't even go to the bar and have
very
a
rich
drink.
coming from a guy who got married and doesn't have kids.
That's what I'm saying.
No, guys, getting married, you're so cool. All right, you still go to the Charli XCX concert and post yeet on your IG story.
Yeah, dude,
and fucking tag everyone and hope for the repost and everything. But like fucking like at Tim Robinson for my hat and shit.
Wow, I'm gonna thank him for the hat, dude.
Thank me for the hat. You didn't get the hat.
Thank you, Caitlin.
He did not send you the hat. To be clear, all right.
So this is fucked up. But like when I'm doing that, I'm like obviously trying.
We know what you're doing.
And shout out to my new follower, Tim Robinson. Dude.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
cool.
Shout out, fucking Tim, dude.
We know what you're doing.
I know. I'm saying I know what I'm doing. Anyway,
it's pretty obvious what my man's doing. And you posted like a basic bitch, and I was like,
I'm shameless.
Let me check the fucking bank account. But looks like you had turned Uber back to personal and had locked your Apple Pay.
Yeah. Listen, I'm shameless and I am not afraid to admit it because you know what? We're also taking it back. All my fellow
what are you taking back?
Being shameless.
Okay.
The definition of shameless is that you know no shame. And I've never felt it in my life.
I'm going to shamelessly end another episode of the only podcast that matters because it is time to go back and live stream the red carpet.
When does that start?
The yellow carpet. I don't know, like 3 hours ago. Fuck, bro.
Okay.
All right. This is another episode of the only podcast that matters. Chef, take us out.